So I wonder if the sharks would be biting us as much if they knew all the stuff we were dealing with. I mean, like if we had a huge sign that said, hey, sharks, just want you to know we're dealing with COVID, monkeypox, and a bunch of other things.
Right. Maybe
you might want to just stick with
safe
fish.
to eat us.
Yeah, definitely not safe to eat us.
We want our precious sharks to not get sick.
I know.
So they shouldn't bite humans.
I mean, we are swimming in their ocean, though. Got to make note of that.
Yeah, it's like
it's their home.
We go to their house.
Yeah,
we broke into their house.
Home, not ours.
Uninvited, we just go into their house.
If they shoot us because we broke into their house, it's our fault.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So
luckily they're not armed.
Yeah, so they're they could catch monkeypox, COVID, or and I imagine most humans are really high in cholesterol too.
Oh yes.
So watch out, sharks.
Heart disease. They're gonna get that from us too.
This is the Woody and Jim Show podcast, a daily recap of everything you missed.
We need to catch a bird. There's a bird in our building. I mean, they sold the building, so half of it is under construction.
Yeah.
And
so there's big open doors
open.
in windows.
Yeah.
And yesterday, I was sitting at my desk, and I'm like clicking away at the computer, and all of a sudden something on the corner of my eye just goes, whoosh.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I literally was something out of a horror movie. Right. Because then I turned and look, and there's nothing there.
You just see Nope. So
you're right. So I'm already like a little on edge. Yeah, there was nothing there. And I'm like, okay, that just freaked me out. Yeah. Is this one of the shadow people? Is this like Mothman or something? I'm just sitting here doing my job. And then like 10 minutes later, I fluttering around the window right next to my computer is this bird like pecking at the window.
Right. Thinking that's where outdoors is. Yeah, I feel really bad for him
because he's stuck.
Because he wants to get outside and he looks through the clear window and thinks that's outside and keeps running into the window.
So we got to get him out.
It's been like probably at least 24 hours now.
Yeah.
And we have to be here, but he doesn't.
Right.
So
I just want him to be able to gallivant with his friends and fly off into the distance.
And go meet up with his bird friends and tell a tale about how he was trapped in a building.
It doesn't help that we have a lot of birds in our parking garage.
Yes.
So that's definitely where the bird came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And lots of people going in and out and in and out and in and holding the door for supplies and things like that. So it's only a matter of time, really.
Yes.
So I'm posting a video we took of the bird in Woody and our office yesterday. So you can see what kind of bird it is. I don't know anything about birds. It's just a tiny little bird. It's a tiny little bird. But if anybody knows how to you want to capture the bird, but without hurting it or scaring it.
Catch it and set it free.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Because we care about this bird, and like I said, we have to stay here, but he doesn't.
Also, of note,
he deserves a life.
There were people here that were trying to get the bird out yesterday.
Right, they were trying to chase it out of the door. Yeah.
Because, there's only so much time that you can give to chasing a bird around.
True.
Before you're like, okay, I still have work I have to do.
Right. I have this report I got to get in by 12.
There's stuff that needs to get done still.
Yeah.
So we're still just trying to get the bird out.
We got emails overnight from people who were here and goes like, hey, you guys, heads up, there's a bird in the office. Yeah, we know. It was sitting here since yesterday.
We've been trying to get it out, too. Yeah, people come in different shifts, and they all discover the bird. So if you know how to get a bird out.
Do we need a giant net? Do we need,
right? Like a door-sized net where we chase him out of a room into the net?
Do we have a box?
We have boxes.
We have a box.
But they're not very big.
Doesn't need to be big. It's not a big bird.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But maybe it likes it here.
But it's fast.
Maybe it'll fly outside and go, wow, it's hot. I'm going back inside.
That's a good point right there.
Maybe this is his chosen habitat.
This is like a vacation.
Stop it! I'm roasting out here. Yeah. I'm a rotisserie bird out here.
I'm tired of pooping on people's cars in the parking lot. I want to do it inside.
I want to do it on your boss's desk.
So get a hold of us through social media or text us or whatever. Or send us a talk back on the iHeartRadio app.
How do you catch
a bird? Danny's in Murfreesboro.
Hi. So I was listening to your podcast, and I've caught quite a few birds at Metro Diner where I used to work at.
Really?
Restaurant in Murfreesboro, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
So I actually use baskets. I know it's going to sound weird, but I use baskets to catch the bird.
Like
I didn't have to use
what kind of basket? Like a laundry basket?
Any kind of basket, really. As long as it doesn't have super big holes to where it can fly through.
Right.
Okay.
And I kind of cornered it.
Okay.
So if you can get into like a room where it can't fly up in the rafters or anything and just kind of corner it, you should be able to get it out.
Okay.
You sound like this could be a second, like a side hustle for you.
Right.
Like bird wrangler.
Do you want to come down and catch our bird?
Yeah, could you come down to 55 Music Square West with a basket?
Could you spend the $75 in gas from Murfreesboro to Nashville to come help this bird?
I mean, I totally have a little Honda, but if it would make it to Nashville, I totally would. But
Okay.
I understand. I've had that car.
Okay, well, thanks for the suggestion. We'll just have to go find a basket somewhere.
All right.
Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on the river.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Okay, Ricky, you're kind of adventurous when it comes to alcoholic drinks.
Always.
Would you try a Velveeta mac and cheese martini?
Is it pieces of the actual mac and cheese in the martini?
I guess it features the Velveeta cheese infused vodka.
Oh.
So if you want your vodka to taste like cheese. Also, olive brine, dry vermouth, and then you garnish it with an olive that has been stuffed with Velveeta.
You know what? Yes, I would try this.
All right.
If it was actual pieces of mac and cheese, I'd say no, because that just sounds really
because nobody
gross.
wants martini chunky style.
Yeah, no. But if it's the cheese, I'm also intrigued by the stuffed olive with the Velveeta cheese. That sounds delightful.
You could use cheese or Velveeta. Ricky, what you got?
There's a new TikTok trend that everybody is hopping on and they need to hop off.
Okay.
There's a woman who is selling pink sauce, is what it's called, okay?
Pink sauce?
Yep, it's sauce that is quite literally pink. And she's selling it as something like a ranch dressing, a condiment type of deal. And the issue with this is that there's no saying what's actually in this pink sauce that she's selling because it is not FDA approved. And when she sends it to you, it doesn't get to you for like 3 weeks. And it's not actually in packaging where it could keep it safe from anything. Like people are getting their packages where it's just exploded inside of the actual package. So she's not actually like someone who should be selling this.
What does she claim that the pink sauce does?
She's claiming that it's just a condiment that's supposed to be really delicious and originally said that it was dragon fruit, sunflower seed oil, honey, and garlic with red pepper flakes.
But she won't put it on the label or get it tested?
Yeah, the labels look really sketchy too. Like there's errors all throughout the labels of how much sugar and calories and what a serving size is and stuff like that. Like none of it actually makes sense. But so many people are buying it for $20 per pink sauce container.
Fools and their money are soon parted.
It's
maybe don't make your
so
nutritional
stupid.
choices based on TikTok.
Yeah, don't buy this from this rando.
Right?
It's not going to be good for you. People are going to get sick. Like, just don't do it.
All right.
Jim, what do you got? And I hope it's better than this crap.
1 month away.
And all the dragons roared as one.
House of the Dragon, the prequel for Game of Thrones, hits on August 21st, rather. And the trailer is out now, which shows basically what we're going to see is a little bit of the Targaryen Civil War, which takes place before the time of Game of Thrones.
Right.
So the latest trailer is up. It's on the Woody and Jim page. Just go to 1075theriver.com, keyword Woody and Jim, or you can just follow at Woody and Jim Show on Instagram. It's in our stories.
Very cool. Woody and Jim in the morning, 1075 The River. I think it was a Rose Pepper Cantina that always put up some kind of funny sign.
Yes, I love those
Follow
signs.
them on Instagram.
This is not the USA that Miley Cyrus partied in.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it, at least.
Yeah, the world we live in now.
Just know, we know things are, very unpleasant right
Yes.
now. We just try to focus on other things.
Right.
Like there's so many places where you can get bad news. We're just not going to be one of them because why be piling on, right?
Yeah, because the world is a dumpster fire.
So let's have fun.
Yeah, you can get away from all that. I guess tomorrow night they're having the Mega Millions, lotto jackpot is $600 million.
Yeah, could be more if people actually really jump onto this.
And they
thing.
will, which means that your odds of winning are slim to none.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
but like they said in Dumb and Dumber, but you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
My girlfriend and I had the conversation everyone's having last night over dinner and saying like, okay, well now it's worth it. Let's buy some tickets.
Yeah. Well, I think once it crossed over the $500 million mark, people are like, all right, yeah, okay. I guess that's worth doing something to get. We have a tipping point. Like, hey, the jackpot's $4 million, and we're like, I don't even have money for gas, but who cares? That's nothing.
But we wait till it's like $600 million, and then go, okay, now it's worth it. I want to be able to live that, like Elon Musk lifestyle with that.
You need a lot more than that to live Elon Musk's lifestyle, though.
Well, I've got the physique already.
So you're halfway there.
I just need the yacht and the money.
You're just pale and kind of awkward, and you just don't have the $100 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an idiot. I'm just not rich.
So you're just like you're 2/3 the way to the Elon Musk.
I'm almost there.
Persona
Getting closer and closer every day,
there.
Woody.
Thank you. I will keep you posted on my journey.
Last week, I got sick.
Yeah, you're out like Thursday and Friday.
And I didn't feel good at all. It was one of those just everything, nothing. There was days where I never left bed, right?
Right.
But when I started to feel better, I ventured out to the couch, and my daughter came over to visit. She lives about a mile away, and she's like, oh, yeah, I've been watching the show. It's really light and not so scary, and it's like her comfortable blanket. And I'm like, what is it? She said, oh, it's Virgin River. It's a story of this nurse practitioner that leaves the big city, Los Angeles or something.
Oh, lives in a little town? Kind of like in a Hallmark Christmas movie?
It is such a Hallmark Christmas movie, right? And so she put it on, and then I fell asleep, and she had left. And then I was laying there, but I was too sick to get up, so I watched 3 episodes, right? So then my Netflix account figures I love this show.
Right, and it suggests other shows that are like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, my wife started watching it while I was laying there. And then, every day I come home from work or somewhere since I've been sick, my wife is watching Virgin River. Mm-hmm. All the time. And she never watches TV. And I'm sitting there going, okay, enough with the Virgin River in this little soap opera story, okay, it's not bad, but enough already. And now, I think my wife has been looking up things about the show and the actress on it.
You get hooked.
And then all of a sudden,
she's researching.
Now, my news feed is nothing but things about Virgin River. So, Netflix and the algorithm all think I'm obsessed with this
Jim
TV show.
loves this kind of stuff.
Last night, my wife was putting out sprinklers so the lawn didn't catch fire.
Right.
And I'm sitting there, I'm sitting through this while I'm doing stuff on my phone and my laptop, and she's got the show on, and she pauses it, and she goes, all right, I'm going to give you a break. I got to go out and move the sprinklers. You can change it to something else.
Oh, okay.
But I was in the middle of something. I was finishing a text to somebody. And then by the time I finished that up, she came back in for moving the sprinklers and she goes, oh, you didn't change it. I'm just going to hit play again. There's more Virgin River.
That's on you, though.
Yeah, you missed your opportunity to
turn
it over to some sort of sports or cars or beer show.
I spaced for 2-3 minutes.
And you had your moment, though.
You're lost, man. You should have jumped on it like a ninja. But no. Now I'm just learning about what it's like to live in Virgin River.
Yeah.
And how we treat each other.
It's not that bad of a show.
It's not.
It's corny, for sure. But it's not that bad. It hooks you.
But it's also the only show on it. Okay, so we're late to the series.
I'm so upset.
We're late to the show. I sat there going okay, this has got to end soon, right? Because she's binging it all the time. And then I looked it up, and we're in the end of season 1, and there's 20 more episodes.
Yeah.
And then the new season is coming.
I saw one of the news feeds this morning. Their new season just started.
That was on your news feed?
Yeah. Probably because I've stayed too close to you.
You're watching the show, aren't you? I bet you're watching. You're watching.
I haven't watched this show. I was subjected to watching a half a season of Sweet Magnolias.
It's kind of similar to that in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why Jim's pretending like he hates it. Because it's not bad.
There's
worse for you to watch.
It's not bad.
And how many times has your family had to endure some random movie that you wanted to watch? I've heard the synopsis of random, creepy, weird movies that you watch, Jim.
But they like them.
Do they?
Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody except my wife.
This is only fair. It makes it even.
Is she evening things out like in the universe?
Exactly. That's precisely what is happening.
You hate the show, but you can't stop talking about it. It's like my girlfriend Melissa, she watched this show, I think it's on Hulu, called Fresh, about cannibals. And it's just a horrible movie. And she goes, this is so horrible. I hate it, but I can't stop talking about it.
Maybe they can both talk about their hatred of different movies and shows.
Oh, God. I just guarantee by talking about this now, it's going to show up in more places in my life.
Because we're in this
you're never
room.
Gonna escape.
All of our phones have heard us talking about it.
Yeah.
It's just a
when
matter
you
of
leave
time.
to go to the bathroom, I'm just going to whisper, Virgin River, Virgin River.
Right, see?
Virgin River into your phone the entire time. I love Virgin River.
And the phone
I
says,
can't get enough of
got
Virgin
it.
River.
It's time for men and women to answer questions for gender wars.
All right, up to the challenge for the ladies in the audience. We have Millie in Nashville. Hello, Millie.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good luck to you. For the guys, we have Lockie in Nashville. Lockie, hello.
Good morning.
Hey there. All right, let's do a Get Acquainted question. Get you guys ready for the game here, warmed up. Millie, tell us something you'll never do again.
I will never go horseback riding again.
I get that. It hurts.
It's not pleasant on the body if you're not used to it. Yeah.
No, it hurts like your legs, like no other.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk for like 2 days.
Lockie, what about you? What's one thing you'll never do again?
Probably visit New York.
Go to New York.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It didn't work out for you? You didn't like it there?
I liked it, but it was just too much going on, too crowded.
Okay.
It's
Not
too
for
peoply.
everybody.
You're not,
It's too peoply.
Yeah, everything is a little too peoply these days. I get it. Okay, remember, each of you have a screw you can use in the contest. If you don't know the answer to a question and you yell out screw before the buzzer, we'll give your question to your opponent.
Here we go, Millie, multiple choice. Is Pennzoil motor oil sold in a blue, green, or yellow container?
Blue.
Blue, no, it's yellow.
Can't give you that. Okay.
All right, Lockie. Ellen Pompeo, Sandra Oh, or Katherine Heigl? Which Grey's Anatomy actress also starred in Killing Eve?
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's correct. Okay. Well, he knows his stuff. It is 1-0. Lockie's in the lead.
Millie, Steve Carell played weatherman Brick Tamlin in what movie and its sequel?
In what?
What movie and its sequel? It's Steve Carell playing a weatherman named Brick Tamlin.
I'm sorry. Run out of time.
It was Anchorman we were looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you have not watched it, you need to watch it because it is hilarious.
It is.
And Brick is just ridiculous.
He's the best.
Yes, absolutely. I would watch every night if he was my real weatherman. All right, it is a 1-0 lead for Lockie. If you get this one right, Lockie, you will win the game completely.
Watch Out for the Big Girls received an Emmy nomination. Who's the host of that show?
Screw?
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
He's sending it your way.
Millie, do you know who the host of Watch Out for the Big Girls is?
The host of Watch Out for the Big Girls is
Out of reach.
Lizzo.
All right.
Oh, good use of the screw. That gave you a point because she didn't get it, and Lockie is victorious. No way that Millie could catch up.
Sorry, Millie.
It was fun having you on. I hope you had a good time.
Yeah.
Come back again, and maybe things will turn out differently.
You know, sometimes you're proud of yourself. You have a job for a really long time. Sometimes it's surprisingly short. Maybe the things you don't put on your resume.
You say, nope, this isn't going to work out.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Or somebody told you you're not going to work out. You're out of here.
My first job, I was in high school, and I had the job for 2 hours.
That's it? You didn't even make
That's
it
got to
to
be a record.
I think so.
To a break? You didn't even make it to a break?
It was a company that would aerate your lawn, so we were doing door-to-door sales.
Okay.
They would pack us up in the back of a pickup truck in San Diego and just dump us out in a neighborhood and say, we'll come pick you up in 2 hours.
So did you have to go to the house and say, hey?
You had to knock on the door and try to sell them. They would come out with a machine to aerate your yard, pretty much just poke holes in it.
We'll poke holes in your lawn.
Yeah.
You had to sell that.
Yeah. So, and they said, hey, you know what? The doors that say no soliciting, those are the best ones to knock on.
What?
That's a
They set you up for failure.
Yeah.
cringy salesperson.
But yeah, I had so many doors slammed in my face and everything like that. So after 2 hours, they said, okay, we're going to pick you up in 2 hours. I went, okay, pick me up, take me to my car. After lunch, we'll go out again. Yeah, not so much.
Okay.
2 hours.
So
wow.
2 hours. Anybody beat that for the shortest
I don't know if anybody can
tenure
beat
at
that.
a job?
I don't think you, don't call, just to try to beat that. Just tell us, how short it was and what your story was, because I don't know if you can beat 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours is a short period of time for anything.
Just everybody's just, I don't
There
know,
are
you got me
movies
beat.
longer than the amount of time that you spent at that job.
I've had lunches longer than that.
I had the job approximately the same time as Toy Story 3.
I've had Teams meetings go longer than that.
Oh, at least they feel that way. We have April on the line. Hey.
Hey, so I can't beat Woody, but I had a job for 2-ish days.
Two-ish days.
Yes.
How long is an ish day?
Well, so the first day they told me to come in at 10, and so I go in, and they're like, okay, the computer and everything's not ready, so we're just going to walk through paperwork and everything.
Okay.
So we did that, and it was March 2nd of 2020. The company got hit by a tornado on March 3rd.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't go back to office until March 16th, and that's when the pandemic started ramping up, and it was in the music industry. So I didn't work a full day on the 16th because we were actually running off generators.
Oh, wow.
But they paid me this entire time. So
okay.
On March 17th, I go in, and I'm there for an hour and a half, and they pull me into an office and they're like, hey, we're going to have to let you go due to the pandemic, but here's 4 weeks severance. So I got paid for 6 weeks of not working, but only worked 2-ish days.
Oh my gosh, that's the American dream.
Yeah, to be paid to not work. That's what we all dream of.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
So are you working now? Have you get settled in?
Yeah, after 10 months, I was able to find another gig. But,
good deal.
I was unemployed for 10 months. So it wasn't terrible, but nobody wants to be laid off, and it was just bad timing and just it was nobody's fault. I'm still in contact with the management. They just haven't recovered. It's just if we ever recover, we're pulling you back. And she'll text me every 6 weeks or so and just check on my family and everything.
Well, that's fairly nice.
Yeah, you can't control tornadoes and pandemics. So,
Yeah,
wow, I'm glad you're doing okay now, though.
Yeah, so it was just the national story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ever go back, it's going to be a flood and then a meteor's going to hit it. That's
right.
Just Nashville.
Okay, sorry, the factory was taken out by a Sharknado. Sorry, we have to let you go. April, thanks for calling. We appreciate it. Trisha's on the line. Hey, Trisha.
Hey, how are you this morning?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Doing good.
So you had a short time?
I don't have a 2-hour mark beat. Yeah, I can't beat the 2-hour mark. But mine was through lunch the day I started. So, yeah.
Okay, so you lasted 4 hours.
That's pretty close.
Yeah. I realized it was terrible. Cried in my car. Went back inside. I'm like, I gotta go. Bye.
Wow. Yeah. Well, at least you had the wherewithal at least to quit. Because if it made you cry, then it's not worth it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of job was it?
Yeah, don't mention the company, but what kind of work was it?
Well, it's gone out of business, so it's actually it's good. No, this is going to horrify parents out there, but it was a child care center.
Oh.
I've worked in child care before. It wasn't my first time ever. I've worked with kids before, so I go into this job, and once you get into the building, it was so weird. Most of the rooms, it was an open concept, so there weren't real classrooms and rooms for the kids. It was just an open space with furniture kind of arranged to make like the idea of rooms.
Right.
Okay, so it's just kind of a big kid corral.
Yeah.
At the noise level, I cannot express to you.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
super chaotic, like on a good day. The noise level was absolutely insane. Like, and I'm like, how do you keep 3-year-olds in a space like with no door or no?
Right. Where there's like,
So
infants that are like trying to nap like 3 feet away.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
There was a couple of the rooms, because I remember one of the rooms with like the school-age kids had walls. I'm like, well, that's weird. Of all the people like to keep corralled, like it wouldn't be the school-age. But so that was weird. So then the lady that was supposed to be doing like my orientation, I was supposed to be taking care of 3-year-olds, so she takes me to the class that I'm going to be in, and the lady that was in there watching the kids. So I got there left. So it's just me and this lady. And she just goes on and on and on about herself and working at this job and blah, 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 and what to do with kids. Like I said, I've worked with kids before. So I just kind of watched her, and she didn't pay any attention to the kids around her. So I'm just watching these kids.
Oh, she was totally self-absorbed.
Break away.
Wow.
Like she would like bring it back. So because there's no walls, there's no
you can't escape.
Cabinet.
Yeah.
There's no cabinets for any of the supplies. So the paint is all at like reachable levels. So I just watched this 3-year-old take a tube of orange tempera paint and just dump it on the table. I'm like, he's not hurting himself. So I'm just like watching this because I'm like, I can't get away.
This sounds like a mess.
Oh, it's like turning your head to watch a car accident. You can't look away.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Your personal hell.
Let's see how long this goes. Let's see how, I'm not going to let them injure themselves, but let's see how long this, like, lady who's oblivious to anything except her life story is going to go.
Yeah.
And, it took a minute. It took quite a while of the kid pouring out paint for her to go, oh.
So you're very brave to last till lunchtime.
Yeah.
Well, then I was like, she left me alone. So I'm like, well, let's corral the kids and figure out what to do with them. So I went to, like, read. Most of the books had, like, you can only read the first half because, like, there were pages ripped out. I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
Wow.
Gee, I wonder why they went out of business.
Yeah. You can't imagine why. Yeah. That's awesome, Tricia. We appreciate your call.
Thank you.
Great.
Oh, my God. I lasted 2 weeks at a job.
2 weeks? Okay.
I did.
That's a long tenure.
I worked at Arby's. It was like they had a breakfast menu.
Nice.
And I would go in like super early, like 5:30 in the morning, and I'd be, working whatever needed to be done. And I remember there was a woman that was the manager, the assistant manager, and she would come in, and you could tell she had been out all night, and she would just sleep at her desk, and she would wake up just to yell at everybody and then put her head back down.
I would do the same thing if I was working at Arby's.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, I didn't do anything wrong. She was just cranky. So, like, I quit the job.
She's miserable because she's there. I would also be miserable.
But you don't have a
there.
right to be nasty to people. So I quit, and I ended up working another job that wasn't like getting up so early. And so I started like going out with my friends at night, and we'd go to bars and stuff. And then all of a sudden I ran into that woman.
The woman
that
from
worked
Arby's?
at Arby's.
The Arby's manager? Yeah.
Yeah. She was the most
Delightful.
fun, drunk,
Yeah,
delightful
delightful.
person. She was so wonderful. But God help the people that would see her in a few hours.
Wow. Ricky, we got a story making us happy.
Yeah, JJ Watt just being a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a great football player, but an even better person.
Just a nice dude. So one of his fans had tweeted out that she had a pair of JJ Watt Women's Edition Reebok shoes that she was trying to sell because she's raising money for her grandpa's funeral.
Oh.
And she was like, I also have a Watt jersey that I'm also willing to sell. Is anyone interested? But when JJ Watt saw that, he was like, don't sell your shoes and your jersey. We'll help with the funeral. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh.
So he is volunteering his own money to help her pay for her grandpa's funeral so that she doesn't have to sell her stuff that she obviously, for most people, that's like a prized possession. You know?
It's a nice memento of her grandfather, obviously. Yeah.
So, she said that she's only worn the shoes twice.
Oh, okay.
And she was willing to sell them. So really nice guy.
Nice.
Just love to hear it. Love to see people using their wealth and their influence for good.
For good things, for change. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Nice. Yeah,
not just
cool.
for themselves.
Exactly.
Or something icky.
That's what's making us happy this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River. So, Jim, what about this very expensive sandwich?
$2,000, roughly, for a Subway sandwich.
Extremely overpriced.
Sounds slightly outrageous.
Yeah.
It is. But somebody had to pay it. Had to pay it.
Had to pay. We're forced to pay it.
Okay, so Ricky, you just took a trip to Australia.
Yes.
And it's a long flight. How long in the air?
It's like 21 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's crazy long. So this young girl, probably 20, decided she was going to take a trip to Australia, and her flight stopped in Singapore, and she had already been on a plane for 11 hours, and she had a lot more to go. Mm-hmm. So while she was at the Singapore airport, she went into a Subway.
Okay,
because
right?
Yeah, apparently it was the only place open. So she bought a foot-long sub, and she ate half of the sub, and then put the rest in her carry-on, figuring it's still a long flight. I'll eat this on the rest.
Makes sense.
The second half of the flight.
Yeah.
Well, she put it in her bag, and she completely forgot about it. She got to the Australians' custom agency, and they said, do you have anything to declare? She had to fill out that little thing about, are you bringing anything into the country? She did not include the chicken and lettuce that were on her sandwich. And they have very strict rules about what you can bring into Australia. And that was a nearly $2,000 fine. And there could be more charges filed against her.
Really?
Because she didn't even remember that she had it with her. And they didn't even give her the chance to eat it on the spot.
That's actually that seems like you'd say, okay, this was an accident, maybe just throw it away or something like that.
Right.
Or
just shove this in your mouth.
Yeah.
They were also the nicest people because I don't know if you guys have ever gone through customs around here. Anywhere in the U.S. because I've gone through customs in many places.
Right.
And they are not very nice here, but in Australia, they were delightful.
Yeah. Australians like Americans to the point where you're almost a little suspicious.
Howdy,
they're all like Publix employees.
Come on in.
They were very nice. So I'm shocked that they
not to her. They stuck to the rules.
Wow.
Yeah. And apparently she had just quit her job. So she's already in a really rough financial state. But I guess there's all kinds of things they don't allow in Australia. So they don't want food and vegetation and all this stuff
they don't
coming
things
in.
Introduced to their climate.
Yeah.
And it could ruin whatever they have there, right?
But it comes out to equivalent of close to $2,000 American is what they charged her.
That's a bummer.
I would think twice about $2 for a foot-long sandwich.
Yeah.
She had to pay $2,000, and she didn't have a choice.
That's rough.
That's so rough.
That sucks.
I gotta say, they were pretty nice. When I was flying back into the country from my vacation just a couple weeks ago, we had brought a bottle of Jack Daniels with us to hey, if we get into our room late and everything's closed, after a night of sightseeing, we'll have a drink. And we didn't end up drinking it. And it was a nice bottle of Jack Daniels. And we ended up bringing it back to the country because I'm I'm not throwing this away. It was $50, So it's in my luggage. And the guy says, do you have anything to declare? And my wife starts saying, well, we had a bottle of Jack Daniels that we bought here in the United States, but then we went there, but we didn't end up drinking much of it, so we brought most of it. And the guy just looked at her and just said, God, get moving. I don't give a crap. Just get out of here.
Custom agents really enjoy a good backstory.
They love a good backstory.
They totally have time for that.
Please tell us a long story.
I'm making those things to my wife.
Stop the line.
Don't
start. Well, you see.
Trending. Here's what's trending this morning with Woody and Jim on 107.5 The River.
Brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. A woman was stood up for a date. She was angry, but instead of just getting upset, she decided to sue. Took the guy to court, claiming that she needed $10,000 for emotional stress.
Really?
For him not making to the date. And, of course, had a Zoom meeting with a judge, and the judge was just kind of rolling his eyes I can't believe I have to hear this.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things go with that.
I think that's wasting the court's time.
Yeah. Ricky, what you got?
Have you guys heard of Emmanuel the emu yet?
No.
He is taking over TikTok and Twitter. He's this little emu. Little. He's actually quite big. If you look at him,
they're big animals.
They're tall.
Yeah,
his body's not that big, but he's tall. So Emmanuel is just taking the internet by storm. This woman who is a caretaker on the farm posts videos of her with the animals on TikTok, and out of nowhere, Emmanuel decided that he wanted to be the star of the show. So he's constantly in the frames of all of the videos that she posts.
I think I have seen that where he attacks her iPhone and
every
stuff like that.
Every single video that she makes, he comes into frame, which has now started the catchphrase, Emmanuel, don't do it. Because every time she's like, don't you dare, don't do it. And you can see him just staring right into the camera. If you haven't seen what it's like, because he's hilarious and he's going to become your new favorite animal and then your new favorite TikTok account, go to 1075theriver.com, keyword Ricky, and you can watch some of them there.
That's awesome.
Well, speaking of animals, don't do it. There was a woman in the Smokies that was in a cabin. And out on the deck, they kind of overlooked, a hill, where she thought, like, okay, well, there's no bears or anything going to get up on this deck. Apparently, a bear did, and she has video of it, and she wanted that bear out of there. Of course, she's afraid, what if the bear breaks in? What if the bear, destroys my stuff?
Eats her?
Yeah, eats her. So she decided to use her professional voice to get the bear to go away. She is a school teacher. So she used her teacher voice to make the bear go away. Right now, the bear is like walking along the railing of the back porch in her cabin.
Get down from there. Get down from there. Right now. Go. You get down from my porch right now. Go.
He
what do you think you're doing on my porch?
Big grizzly bear butt out of there. He's like, I don't want to get in trouble.
He knows not to mess with the teacher.
That's right.
It's not going to end well for him.
Spend time in timeout.
Some people have that voice. They just immediately. I don't care. I've had that thing where I go into take stuff to my kids at school, and then some teacher tells you to do something.
Oh yeah.
You're like, yes, ma'am. And you run away.
Yeah. We're always going to be afraid of that.
Thanks for listening to and recommending the Woody and Jim Show podcast. Listen to Woody and Jim in real time every weekday morning on 1075 The River, Nashville, or live on the iHeartRadio app.